Hi again, Si again from the Cine Film Factory. Here's the next latest vlog following the New Year vlog. This year, for the eagle-eyed amongst you, may well notice that I've got today the gloves on, and that is because I'm going to do a tutorial vlog today. I just want to show you a project of Cine Film that we have just come in. Hopefully you can see that. Now this is what happens when a damp environment for storage of your Cine film happens over time. The moisture then can't go anywhere, and it starts the mould and penicillin process, which obviously is absolutely no good for the film whatsoever. This will essentially end in the film being eaten, which is no good. We've got two reels, two 5-inch standard regular 8 reels here. Now these films are super important to the customer, more so than normal. We get some people who say, oh, the films are mouldy, you know, we can accept that. This is just a few feet that we have of some really poignant footage. We're told by the customer, we understand that it's poignant, it belongs to his wife's parents, and unfortunately the customer in question, her mother passed away when she was 3. She only has a still photo of her mother, so they've come to us to ask if we can restore this footage so that his wife essentially can, of course, see some moving image of her mother, which she's never been able to do. So real poignancy to that film. What we're going to be doing with this, I'll just bring it back up again and show you. So this is my opening tutorial, and what I'm going to do is adjoin to this video. I'm going to get set up with a rewind bench, and I'm going to bring the zoom down away from my handsome mug to take you down onto the film, onto the rewind bench, and going to show you some of the process of the restoration, how we can get this looking a lot better than that. Essentially, we will be using a high pressure airline. We'll be in an outdoor environment because obviously we don't want to be breathing these spores in. We certainly don't want to be airlining them, so disturbing them, essentially putting them into our atmosphere in this clean room environment and then breathing that in. So that's why it must be taken place in an outdoor environment. So obviously when we're airlining it, the wind, it can blow into the atmosphere essentially. Then it will go on the rewind bench, and then what we'll do is we'll commence with the process. So hence we'll have a mask on, and we'll have gloves on, so we don't want to breathe any of this in. It's not good for your chest, and so we'll obviously avoid all of that. So yeah, this is the introduction to that, and hopefully you find it intuitive. It's been requested by some of our Instagram followers. They would like to see this process. So yeah, be nice to share this information and show you what we get up to. So yeah, it'll be a great one forward. Gonna do another vlog very soon. Next one, I'm planning a year of vlogs this year, lots of different intuitive things. I'm going to talk about split reels, 16mm split reels, and their purpose and what they're good for, and what we like to use them for here when we're restoring film at the Cine Film Factory, and why we like them. For any of you follow our Instagram post, the rewinder that we're using now, and it's quite important to mention this, is by Van Eck in the Netherlands. It's a hand cranked rewinder. We have used the motorised rewinders in the past with film restoration. Personally, I like a hand crank rewinder. It gives you a much more element of control with the restoration of the film. I find that with the automatic, the motorised rewinders, sometimes they can run away with themselves a bit. By the time your brain goes with your hand to engage to the stop motion, you might have missed a part of the frame. So I like a hand cranked rewind. So we invested, it wasn't cheap, we invested in the rewind product from Van Eck in the Netherlands. We did actually highlight a problem with that, and we brought that up with Van Eck, and they went back to the drawing board for us, obviously on our recommendation and our highlight and our feedback that we given to them, and they went and made an adjustment. And that was, when I've got the film on the rewind bench, I might be able to show you more of what the problem was that we found. With the split reels, they're never really straight, and the loading pin on the rewinder was so close to the actual main body that where the split reel isn't precision flat, as we were winding it, it's hitting the nut. It wasn't giving a smooth process. So we got in touch with Van Eck, we fed that back to them. They then came back and said, yeah, sure, we'll go back to the redesign. We'll add something to make sure that the reel's further away from the main body. The shaft is away from the main body. They came back to us a couple of weeks later, produced us with a new set of rewinders, and we're going to be using that. That's going to be used in this vlog, so hopefully you can see, when we really see how this thing runs all nice and smoothly, and we're going to use it for the first time on the film that we just showed you, and we'll put a split reel up as well, 16mm, and we'll wind that across, and we'll see how that runs as well. So hopefully you find this vlog really useful, and yeah, so the next scene we'll come back will be with the rewind set up, and we'll get blowing and get things underway. So over and out, and yeah, be sure to like, subscribe and follow us, and let us know your comments, and hopefully you found this video good. Take care, over and out. Okay, so brought you back outside now with this this reel film. Now I've just been blowing it. I've just blown it before we started the recording to obviously show you. Otherwise you just wouldn't hear anything, the dust everywhere. We've got our kit all ready for this restoration, so I'm going to obviously show you the process, the deep process that we would go through with the restoration of this mouldy reel. So we've given it a blow with the airline of our air compressor, and we've given it a good and obviously we're in an outdoor environment, you may well notice, and for that reason, obviously the amount of mould and penicillin, the minute you start using the high pressure airline to start blowing that, obviously it disperses all in the air. So that's the other reason that we have our face mask that we wear, and for the eagle-eyed will notice that I've got the protective vinyl gloves on. So we've blown the film, and that is now looking, well, I think you'll agree, a lot better. So that's a good start. So what we're going to do is we're going to do going to use the manual rewinders here. These are made by Van Eck over in the Netherlands, our friends over in the Netherlands. Great piece of kit this. It's a hand rewinder. So personally I like them. Here we've got automatic ones as well at the Cine Film Factory. But personally I prefer a hand cranked. It gives a much more level of control, which you'll see in a minute. So we've done our airlining, so we're finished there. So we're going to use the Van Eck rewinders. Just interestingly, the Van Eck kit that we have, I think there's different levels that you can buy off of them. So we've got some Super 8 adapters in there. We've got some 9.5mm film adapters that go on, and we've got some standard and regular 8 adapters. And the reason that we have the adapters is obviously for the different gauges of film that we restore. However, the spindle on this hand rewind, hand crank system comes, the shaft on it is automatically made to take the 16mm, you know, the iconic square. So that's straight onto a 16mm reel. But obviously we're not working on 16, we're doing this standard regular. So what we're going to need today is we will use our specialist adapter. That's literally slides straight over the shaft, and that's now ready to take our standard 8 reel that needs the restoration and cleaning. So we load that up onto there. That's a bit tight, that one. There we go. Perfect. So that's now in situ. Then what we're going to do is we're going to use our Super 8 reel for our take-up spool. And the reason that we use the Super 8 is our frame-by-frame scanner accepts the Super 8 without an adapter. So it's just a bit of forward thinking for the actual transfer ahead, but we're not at that stage at the moment for the transfer. Obviously we want to clean and lubricate the film. So we put our empty spool on, and I nearly forgot. So now we're going to need, because obviously that Super 8 reel won't sit on that shaft because it's set for 16, so we use our little Super 8 nodule on that side. Then we put our Super 8 reel on, and we put the nut on there. Right, great. So let's put the cartridge over there. Okie dokes. So we're gonna, this is the film, and we're gonna offer this over onto the Super 8 reel. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, we're going to use lens tissue. We're going to use lens tissue. We've got our lens, we've got our film cleaner and lubricator, because that's what we're doing. We're going to make the film nice and supple again, nice and clean. But obviously the paper that we're going to use, we want lint free, because we don't want any spores, any fibres, anything coming off. We want a nice, pure, clean, glossy surface, because essentially what we're doing is we're cleaning the film, because we want to offer each of the frames up to the scanning for the highest possible quality, and we don't want the lens to look at the muck. So we will use that side. And there. Let's tighten that thread up. Can't do it with too many things. There we go, perfect. So the nice thing about the spray is it allows it to be quite liberal. We want to be quite liberal during this process. And it's amazing actually, while I'm doing this, I tell you how much the airline has really blown off that surface mould. The film's actually looking really good condition here. As you can see from the hand crank that's occurring here, it's a nice smooth perpetual motion on the film. And the film is really starting to come up now, really looking good. We just popped off that side, that's okay, around there we go. We're starting, I don't know whether the lens can pick that up, you can start to see the deposits coming off, so just fold the other side, another spray of the cleaner. Back we could go. It's amazing, I can already feel the film is starting to feel nice and silky, which is exactly what we want. Now we'll probably do this, offer this up on the rewinder, we'll probably do this a good couple of times. So this, obviously this cleaning that's going on at the moment, we wouldn't use, we would use exactly the same method. Gauge of film doesn't matter at all. So we'd use obviously the same situation, the same setup for approach, for 9.5mm 16mm film, exactly the same. Obviously, as I demonstrated a bit earlier, we got the different connections to take the different gauges of film. That's good. We had a just while I'm talking about that and this rewinder kit, we had an issue when we first received it, because we use a split reel for the 16mm film, and what we were finding on this side here, this nut under just behind this reel, the split reel where they're never completely true, was hitting the nut. So we fed that back to Van Eck, who went away back to the design table and came up with a new setup with an extended arm on the kit, and they did that for us, put it back together, and it works perfectly now. Very pleased with it. Let's get a bit more of that on that film. It's doing it an absolute treat. Got a film already smelling better and looking so much better. If I pull some of this out, go back to some frames, there we go, hopefully you can see the images are looking great. This is a Kodak Kodachrome film, and you know, it's taking this process really, we're taking 30-40 years off. So yeah, hopefully you found this tutorial helpful and interesting. Just wants to give people an insight into obviously what we do here, and this is what we do, obviously the preparation before the transfer, of course. So it's obviously a time-consuming process, but it's it's absolutely fundamental now in 2020 that this procedure is done. So yeah, hopefully you found this tutorial informative. Please be sure to like us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. All the links to our socials will be on this YouTube video, and look forward to seeing you in the next one. Okay, take care, over and out. Si at the Cine Film Factory.